Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to Say You Think You're Iconic, the movie podcast. Ew, gross. What is this?
Whoa.
Ew, I'm ill, ill, ill.
Ew. What?
So I got Five Guys, and
Okay.
I got a decent milkshake. But let me start from the beginning. So I got Five Guys,
Mm-hmm.
and I got like this Coke, and it looks like there's like chocolate on the side of it, which is really
Mm.
weird. Which is very weird because I didn't get anything with chocolate, so I don't know why there's chocolate on the side of my drink. But
Oh.
yeah. And when I said I got a decent milkshake, it's because last night craving
Oh,
a
yeah.
craving a milkshake, and so I order Baskin Robbins. The milkshake gets here. I start drinking it, and it just tastes like milk. Like I swear they had to like have filled like half the cup up with milk and then put like two scoops of ice cream and we're like, that's it.
Yeah. They're like, that looks like enough.
It was disgusting.
Yeah.
And then it made my stomach hurt from all the milk that was in there. I was
Gross.
pissed. I was livid.
Ew.
I had to throw it away, which really pissed me off. So yeah, I got a good milkshake today.
Good for you. You deserve it.
Yeah, but now I have this Coke bottle with a weird chocolate stain on it.
The mystery stain.
Mystery stain. Who knows if it's chocolate?
Yeah. We don't want to think of other options, but so we're kind of just landing on chocolate.
Not this color. Nope.
Uh-uh.
How was your week, Kelly?
It was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Really relaxing weekend. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't do anything.
Love that for you.
Um, I watched some new movies. Good for me.
I did too. I have a list. I have a list.
So, I mean, should I say them? Because one of them I'm gonna like recommend at the end.
Sure, we don't have to know which one
Okay.
you're gonna recommend.
Okay. So one of the movies that I watched was one that Jordan wanted me to watch, Paradise
I was
Hills.
literally gonna talk about that. So we can talk about it
um
together.
okay, let's talk about it together. For y'all hating on it on like Letterbox and stuff like that, y'all did not really watch the movie,
You
did
didn't
you?
watch the movie. I'm
Yeah.
convinced we didn't watch the same movie
Yeah, we really
because
didn't.
the hate was very unwarranted.
Yeah. Like I don't understand. It was a good movie.
It was a
There
good
were there
movie.
were some things that were questionable that they did, like the really big one, like spoiler alert. What's with the rose monster?
Yeah, that was weird. That didn't need to be added.
Yeah, it did it because y'all were doing this futuristic tech thing and like
Yeah.
stealing girls or like offering girls jobs to be like new people, and this is a futuristic movie. Why are you using a rose monster to kill off the originals?
Mm-hmm. Made
Like,
no sense.
I would have accepted them just cold-blooded killing them off. Like
Yeah,
that would have
just
been a better way to explain what went down.
but yeah, they could have just killed the girls, buried them on this private island
Right.
instead of having this weird out of completely out of left field storyline about a like alien or whatever
Yeah,
she was.
some weird rose monster.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't. I think it would have been more in line if they just killed them off,
Mm-hmm.
honestly, because they're willing to change girls completely into somebody else.
Yeah.
So I don't think they would have had a problem actually killing them off.
No.
Mm.
But yeah, I agree. Paradise Hills, good movie.
Really good movie.
Don't believe the actually if you read the reviews on Letterbox, it's a lot of men.
That's why.
It's a lot of men who somehow didn't even understand the plot, which
Right.
wow. It was a fairly simple plot.
Yeah, it's a straightforward plot, guys. What's the problem here?
But yeah.
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 So that was the first movie I watched. Second movie that I watched that was new to me Pulp Fiction.
Oh, you haven't seen that yet?
I haven't seen Pulp Fiction yet. I watched it. Really good.
Eh,
I liked it. It was funny.
I think it's okay.
Like, I liked the different storylines. I like that they connected.
I watched it once. I don't feel like I need to watch it again.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it's because it's super long.
Oh, it's very long.
I didn't realize how long it was. Like, I was getting tired near like the end of the movie, and I'm just like, oh, how long is this movie? And then when it ended, I'm like 2 hours and something minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think it's a good movie. I really liked it.
I think it's okay.
Also, Quentin Tarantino, putting yourself in your own movie. Good for you.
That's the sign of a narcissist, but that's the story for another day.
Yeah, that's when we actually do a Quentin Tarantino movie sometime.
Oh God.
Imagine.
I'm not writing notes on that. That's too long.
That would have to be one of those live
yeah
recordings. Way too much. But yeah, those are the two like newer movies. Like, well, one new movie, one new to me movie.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that I watched. And what are yours, Jordan?
Okay. I watched 3.
Okay.
I watched Paradise Hills. Yeah.
Yes.
Talked about that. And then I watched that new movie Ambulance.
Oh yeah, you did.
That was bad.
I mean, you said so.
I mean, I knew it was going to be bad, but it was
also true.
But it was bad movie. I don't understand how are you robbing a bank? You're not wearing a mask. You're telling people your real name.
Yeah,
that doesn't make a lick of sense to me.
We're gonna have to hold another what was it? What are we offering people?
Oh, a seminar.
A seminar. Yeah, we're gonna have to do a seminar on how to properly rob.
How to rob a bank.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then what's his name? Jake Gyllenhaal's character. He was not thinking rationally at all.
No.
At all.
Absolutely not.
That's all I have to say. He was not thinking rationally at all.
I mean, I think he was just desperate. No?
Yeah. Desperate to the point of there was no way he was getting out of this alive, and he still just kept going. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then he was adamant that the cop they shot not die, but in doing so, I swear they killed like 10 other cops.
I can see that.
So I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you.
Sorry.
It's bad. And then terrible writing. They were seemingly building something up with like the woman, the like paramedic, but nothing came out of it.
Oh,
we didn't really.
She's a big part of the movie, though.
She's like she's like one of the stars of the movie.
Yeah.
We don't really get to learn that much about her.
Interesting.
Very interesting. Like we knew all about Yaya's character. Yeah. We knew pretty much a lot about Jake Gyllenhaal's character. Nothing about her. She was just like this mysterious woman, and then we didn't learn, and like there was no like build up or no like resolution to her mysteriousness. She was just a mysterious woman.
She's just that one character that they bring in and then they immediately just push out with no explanation.
But yeah, also Yaya, see me after class. We need to have a discussion. Why do you keep picking these terrible movies?
Aww.
I'm like I texted you. I'm convinced he's not reading these scripts.
No.
He just sees like the director. And he's like, yes.
He's like, that's enough. But that's all I need to hear.
Please, let's start reading the scripts. Because it's getting scary.
A lot of these actors deserve better.
Yes.
Okay. So this is Jordan's formal coming out for his agency.
Yeah, I obviously need to step in.
Yeah.
I'm going to start. First, I'm going to head up a studio so I can get some good material out here.
Good.
Then after I get a good studio running, I'm going to start my own like talent agency. get some good talent back on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
It's a three-step plan. I'll talk about it in our seminar.
Yes.
We'll talk later.
Yeah, make sure you sign up for our newsletter so that you know exactly when those are.
Mm-hmm. We have a lot of them. We don't want you to miss any of them.
Yeah, we don't.
And then the third movie I watched, I literally just watched it yesterday. The Beguiled.
What's that?
I think it's based off the book.
Okay.
I think there's like an old version of the movie and a new version. I watched the new version.
Okay.
With who's that woman that's in the AMC ad? Can't remember her name right now.
Oh, yeah. I know who she is.
Yes, her. With her, and then the guy who first played Grindelwald in the Fantastic Beasts movies. Terrible with names. Colin Farrell? Yes. Colin Farrell's in it. He plays like a Union soldier who is injured and gets like taken in and to this like all girls school, and then he starts like sleeping with all the girls. And then I think not Kate, what's her name? God, now I gotta look up her fucking name.
We do very extensive research here. We're very professional.
Nicole Kidman. There we go.
There she is.
Nicole Kidman's character gets like jealous or something. I don't like, a whole bunch of the girls get jealous because he's like sleeping with like all of them, which is weird because I'm sure some of them are underage, but talk about that later. But yeah, and then they cut off his leg, and
as they should.
It's a very weird story. Don't know why this was made into a book, and then don't know why it was made into a movie. But
someone thought it was good.
Someone thought it was good. And good acting performances. The story though was not it. So
the acting didn't redeem it. Okay.
No.
That's a letdown.
And they had some heavy hitters in here, Kelley. They had Kristen Dunst. They had Elle Fanning. I was like, wow.
And it sucked still.
It's still a bad movie.
Oh, no. I haven't seen them act in a while, so like...
Ooh, Kristen Dunst has a movie that I put like literally on my watch list. I have to watch it at some point, called Melancholia. Apparently it's really good. I will be watching it at some point.
Melancholia?
Yeah, I will go see it. I'll watch it. I think it's on Hulu.
Oh, it's 2011.
I'll watch it soon. But yeah, those were my movies. We had one hit and two misses, but that's fine.
Yeah, at least we got one though.
At least we got one.
Yeah.
All I needed was one.
Yeah.
Because some weeks, as you have heard, I haven't even gotten one.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, that's it for me, Kelley.
Okay.
Kelley.
Yes.
I'm ready for you to talk about this Cheaper by the Dozen ripoff.
the Walmart Cheaper by the Dozen.
Yep, not even Target, Walmart.
Yeah, if it was a little fancier, then we would say Target, but we're sadly going to say Walmart. We are talking about Yours, Mine, and Ours.
Yay! Also, Kelley,
yes.
I had to laugh. So when the like movie was starting, they were doing like, you know how they do like the like not ads. What are they? Where they like show like the movie studio and like the production studio.
Oh yes.
Why were there like 7 different studios involved in making this movie?
I have no idea.
I literally wrote them down as they came up. Columbia, Paramount, Nickelodeon, MGM.
Yeah, dude. This was a whole collab.
Like every studio in Hollywood got together to make this movie.
They're like, you know what? We support this movie 110%. We're gonna get 7 different companies to back it. But yes, we are talking about Yours, Mine, and Ours. And we start this movie with Frank, who's doing a sound off with his 8 kids and their housekeeper, Mrs. Munyon. She's so great. As they move into their new house in Connecticut.
Mrs. Munyon says it's the birthplace of Lyme disease, and I had to look it up. I was like, that can't be true. Is that true? It's true. There's even a town called Lyme, Connecticut. It's true.
They dedicated a town to it.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh.
I had to laugh. That was hilarious.
Connecticut. I'm sorry. You got Lyme disease.
Yeah.
That's your identifier. Lyme disease.
Hey, we all need something to be remembered
Yeah,
by.
we need something. So, there Frank's 8 kids. Ethan, the twins, Eli, and Otter. Yes, that is the child's name,
I hope you
Otter.
remembered all these names because I sure as hell didn't.
I wrote them all down at the beginning, and then like a couple times throughout the movie, I had to pull up like yours, mine, and ours cast.
There's like I talk about this later, but like having this many kids, how do you remember all of their names?
Exactly.
Like there's no way. Like
Yeah,
for Frank, it's kind of easy because he has
it is
one. He
easy.
has one girl,
Yeah,
so like that helps. That
that does
eases
help.
the
I mean,
pain a
he
little bit.
does have twins though.
Yes, and he has twins, which a little hard, but
Yeah,
I'm sure if you like live with them, it's easy to tell them apart.
true, true, true. But the
So,
rest,
but the rest, especially what's this woman's name?
who?
The other family, the mom, what's her name?
Helen.
Helen. I don't know how she
Yeah,
remembers all them damn kids' names.
I I would resort to the hey sweetie, come here.
Yeah. Hey, sweetie.
Yeah, or like hey, yeah, yeah, mommy needs your help.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you
There,
so
there,
much, honey.
there'd be a lot of pointing,
Oh yeah.
a lot of hey yous, hey sweeties.
Hmm. Lots of pet names because I'm sorry, but after a really long day, 10 children.
Yeah.
You
No way.
mothers out there who have more than like 5 kids, bless you.
I think 4 is too many.
4 is I feel like is too many, but like I feel like I've seen a lot of families where like you either have like 2 or you've got like more than 5. It's weird.
Right? It's never like a good number.
Yeah, it's
It's
never
either
3 or 4. It's
no
like 2 or like 8.
or
And it's like,
8.
what?
Yeah.
Why? And I hate those. Like, I understand that some of y'all really want either like a girl or a boy, and you keep trying specifically for that.
My
But
uncle did.
like, so did mine.
And he just kept getting girls.
So did mine.
Like
He literally got 4 girls and was like, you know what? We're not doing a
my
5th.
uncle has 5 girls.
Oh my gosh, he went the extra step. Mine did not. Man,
Yeah, yours knew when to tap out. Mine
yeah.
was like, I can try one more
There's one
time.
more. There's one more in there. I'm sure of it. But yeah, yeah, y'all who got big families, good for you in that memory.
Couldn't be me.
Yeah, could not be me either. Back to these children's names, by the way. After Eli and Otter, it's Kelly, Michael, Harry, Christina, and William. As the other kids unpack, Harry asks Frank if this will be their final move because they've moved 11 times
Damn.
during his lifetime, which I think according to his age, it's like
He's like 16.
yeah, it's like one every like other year, or every 2 years.
Like that's insane.
Yeah, that's a lot of moving.
Like even for a military family,
Yeah, like
that's a lot.
this kid has probably done one school year at like different schools, maybe 1.5 if he was lucky.
He probably made a real true friend in his life.
Yeah, that's so tough. Poor guy. And Frank says that, you know what, maybe this town will be good because he grew up in this town and it could be good for him, but he cannot promise it will be the last move. Will stops by and says that they have one more stop on their way to DC because his dad wants to be the commandant of the US Coast Guard. And then Harry is finally convinced to unpack. Later that day, Frank and Ethan, the youngest, drive by a pink house that is like just total chaos with animals and kids and a bunch of stuff out in the front yard.
Yeah.
And Frank is appalled because he is all shipshape in order, and Ethan thinks it looks fun. So we see 2 kids leave the pink house and chase a pig with a pizza in its mouth,
Mhm.
into the back of the house, where in the garage is their mom who is talking with her assistant.
Maybe?
I don't know who this man is.
I thought
I
it
know
was
his
her
name.
boyfriend at first.
I always thought it was her assistant because like the way they talk about business.
Oh, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter either way. Um, whoever he is, Max, is helping her get a possible like product line with Saks Fifth.
Mhm.
And the whole time they're trying to pick out stuff, all 10 of her kids like come and go.
Okay. Yes. 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 Okay. 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 So this is my first time watching this movie ever. Like I've never
Oh,
watched this movie
really?
before. And
Okay.
so her children start coming out, and I just started listing names. I was like, Danielle Panabaker,
Oh, yeah.
Drake Bell,
Mm-hmm.
little JJ,
Mm-hmm.
and then finally, just to top it all up, Miranda Cosgrove.
Miranda
I was like,
Cosgrove.
are you kidding me?
Everyone they could have possibly grabbed that was in that child actor age, they grabbed
Yeah,
them.
I'm surprised I didn't see Hillary Duff.
Exactly. You know what? They probably looked at all the kids and they're like, you know what? We have too many blondes.
Too many bonds.
We need diversity. But yeah, they grabbed every possible like famous child actor and put
Almost
them in
all
this.
the Nickelodeon kids they
Yes.
grabbed.
Yes.
And then they pulled Danielle Panabaker from the set of Disney Channel.
Yes,
Like,
they did.
it was like, you're coming with us.
She probably walked by one day and they just like kidnapped her and brought her to Nickelodeon.
They like put her in a car. She thought she was going to like a Nickelodeon movie or a Disney movie set.
Yeah.
They just handed her a script, scratched out Nickelodeon.
Exactly.
It was like,
Exactly.
here you go.
You know what? They probably put every other company that was backing it but Nickelodeon.
Yeah. She's like, oh, a real movie.
Oh,
Cool. They invite her to the premiere.
She sees the Nickelodeon sign.
She sees the Nickelodeon sign. She's like, what the fuck?
She's like, did this not breach my contract with the mouse?
And that's why she wasn't on Disney Channel anymore.
Yeah, that was the axe.
The breach of contract.
Poor thing. So after getting a few samples of Helen's work, Max leaves, and Phoebe asks how her mom could let such a hot single man go. And Helen says that no one could deal with the chaos of her 10 kids.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
10 kids?
Yeah, 10 kids.
That's no.
Yeah.
No, I can't. Literally, even the nicest men I can think of would not put up with that.
They would do a double take.
Yeah.
They would do a double take because 10 is not a normal number you hear.
No.
It's not.
Like I would get like 2.
Yeah.
Pushing it with 3, but 3 for like a very like compassionate man.
Mm-hmm.
But 10,
yeah,
I can't think of a single person other than a man who has 8 children already.
Exactly.
That would be like, why not?
Yeah, they're probably like thinking like that's 2 more than I have, and I could remember 2 more names.
Yeah.
So that's fine.
Yeah.
So back with Frank and Ethan, they are at the Coast Guard base where Frank will be leading out and teaching new cadets, and they meet with one of his associates, Daryl. Daryl tries to set him up on a blind date, and Frank says that he'll think about it, but it felt like a no.
Yeah. Usually if someone says I think about it, it's a no.
It means a no, yeah. Yeah. So back at Frank's house, he checks on the kids at bedtime as he goes to bed alone. While at Helen's house, she's crying over a rom-com as 2 of her kids remark on how emotional she's being.
Yeah, it was kind of she could have at the very least had her door closed. That was embarrassing.
Yeah, and I don't know if her like reaction was warranted.
Right?
I don't even know what she was watching, but it seemed like a lot.
It was a lot.
Yeah. So the next day, Helen and her 10 kids are getting ready for the day, and that was absolute chaos, and all of that mess made my skin crawl.
Oh yeah.
As she opens up an invitation for her high school reunion. That'll be on like I don't want to say a yacht, but like
A boat? Yeah.
I feel like a boat sounds too small.
A ferry?
A ship sounds too big.
A ship is way too big.
But a yacht does not feel like a good descriptor for whatever they are
We'll
on.
just say a boat.
A
It's
boat.
fine.
A pretty big boat.
A big boat.
Like a party boat.
Yeah.
I'll say that. We then see the Beardsley kids show up for their first day at school, and they're all a little nervous. But
Okay.
Ethan, what?
This school. What is the age range of this school? It's taking like 7-year-olds up to like 16-year-olds. What is this school?
I assumed it was like some weird K through 12.
But like it looked like a public school. They don't have K through 12 public schools.
It did look like a public school. You know what? One of my movie facts will make this make sense.
Okay. Cool.
Because they don't say it in the movie, but like looking at the movie fact, it makes sense.
Okay.
But yeah, they all go to the same school on the same campus.
Yes, they do.
So they all separate to go to their own classes. We then see Helen getting ready for a like business dinner with Max and one of the potential buyers from Saks Fifth, as Frank is getting ready for the blind date that Daryl set him up on. And he is dressed in his full Coast Guard uniform.
Yeah, why?
He tries to say because he wants the lady to know exactly what she's getting involved with.
You could just tell her that. Like that's a red flag.
It's one step too far. That's what like a pompous.
If you go on a date and the man shows up in his
full uniform,
in his full like honor guard like military uniform, that might be a red flag.
Yeah, but those benefits though.
Ain't no benefit worth marrying into a military family.
Jordan, if you had 10 kids and you needed insurance.
She seems well off.
Does she?
She seems well off. She's feeding 10 children. She has money.
And she's putting them through this private, maybe public school.
Yeah.
At once. Oh, geez. She's going to have to put at least like half of them into college.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I didn't even think about that. That's actually kind of scary.
It's okay. Some of them are obviously not going to college. So it's fine.
And that's okay. If you didn't go to college, that's fine.
Yeah.
You don't
need
to.
Not okay for me. I come from a family of color. But that's a whole different story.
Yeah.
Either you get a job or you go to college.
Yeah.
I was not prepared to enter the workforce. So
yeah.
I went to college.
Yep. As an Asian, you either became a nurse or you went to college to become a business major. So
Kelly failed on both fronts.
I did one of those things. I went to college.
No, you failed on both fronts. You didn't
I did.
You didn't even go to business school.
I did not. My brother did. I'm the bad sheep. I'm the black sheep. But I do be killing it at karaoke.
Good for parties. You. Good for you.
Bruh. Filipino parties, I'd be killing it. Anyway. So where am I? Yes, Frank's date starts and it's a little awkward, and we learn that is because the woman who showed up on the date is Daryl's ex-wife.
Weird.
Yeah. The man who set this date up set up his ex-wife and his best friend.
Weirdo behavior. Literally, when that happened, I almost wanted to turn off the TV. I was like, that is so what is it the kids call it? Chuggy? Is that what it's called?
What is that?
Oh God. Let's not talk about Gen Z slang.
Okay.
But pretty much it just means cringy.
I was about to say, I'm like, is it cringe?
Yeah, it's very weird behavior.
It is. And like Claudia, who is Daryl's ex-wife, is just talking about him the whole time.
Yeah.
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 No, thank you.
That's not happening.
Mm-mm. So Claudia leaves in the middle of the date to hit the head, as she says. And Frank and Helen spot one another as she enters the restaurant. They sit and catch up for a second when Frank spots a ring on her left hand and assumes she's married to Max as he grabs her to go to their business dinner. They are both so distracted, though, that Helen misses her seat as she goes to sit down and Frank runs into a waiter. Back at home, Frank Googles Helen, which, red flag number 2. Why are you Googling?
Oh, I would Google someone.
Would you?
I would.
Oh, that's weird.
I would Google someone. I would Instagram stalk them. Yeah.
Okay, see, I would Instagram, maybe Facebook stalk.
What's the difference then, Kelley?
I feel like Google's weirder.
How is
Google
it
is so much
weirder?
more broad. You have to be so specific with Google.
Girl, come on. There's no difference. There's no difference.
I feel like there is.
There's not. With Google, I can find out if you have a record. I'm gonna do a deep dive.
We're gonna hire the FBI girlies to
I'm an FBI girly. Did I not? I'll tell you a story later. It's a very private story, so I'm not gonna tell you on here. I'll tell you a story later.
I cannot wait. Okay. I need to hear this. So Frank Googles Helen as Helen looks through their old high school yearbook about like when they were dating. The next day at base, Daryl asks Frank about his date, and he brings up the fact that they were once married. Frank then moves on from that topic quickly because why would you want to talk about that?
Yeah.
And says that he ran into Helen and confirms that that is the girl that he was going to marry when they were like out of high school. Frank
Weird.
says, yeah, do not get married right out of
don't
school,
do that.
by the way.
We're not Mormon. Don't do that.
Yeah.
I mean, if you are a Mormon, I mean, like, do what you want, but like
everybody else.
Actually, no. Even if you are a Mormon, don't do that.
We're side-eyeing you.
I'm side-eyeing you.
Yeah, but everyone else, you can take your time.
We can be judgmental in this case because
yes,
we are also a part of a religion that also does this. So
yes, yeah, we're looking at you, East Coast, Seventh-day Adventist colleges.
Yeah,
specifically Southern. Anyway. Anyway, Frank says that Helen is married with kids, and Daryl asks if he's going to be okay, which is weird.
Yeah.
Because like Daryl brings up a good point. Like, why would he Google a married woman?
I mean,
I get like being like interested in like being like, oh yeah, maybe let's catch up. But I feel like that's one of those things where you actually ask the person and not like Google them.
I'm gonna stay silent.
Yeah, you are. You are because you're an FBI girly and you know everything about everybody immediately.
If I meet you, just know I might look you up.
Yeah, or if we've heard of you beforehand, we know everything about you.
Mm-hmm.
It's a thing. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not.
I'm not.
You need to be prepared.
Yeah.
So
I'm a black man in America. I need to know what I'm getting into at all times.
Right, exactly. So Frank then says that he really wishes he could see her again. And then we see Frank and Helen show up to their high school reunion on this like party boat.
Mm-hmm. Must have been a small high school.
Yeah, because that was not a big boat.
No.
They catch up and reminisce for like hours, it seems. And that night, Frank brings up her husband, Max. But Helen says that she's wearing the ring from her husband who died 4 years ago. And Frank admits that he also lost his wife a couple of years ago. They are then caught holding hands by one of their old classmates. And Frank asks her to dance.
Mm-hmm.
They dance, and when they ask one another how many kids they have, neither of them want to answer, which is fair.
Yeah, because
Very fair.
it would most definitely scare away 99% of people.
Yes, I was about to say that it needs to be a little higher.
99.9% of people, yes.
Yes, it would. But Frank finally admits that he has 8 kids, and she laughs at him because she then admits she has 10.
Okay, so at this point of the movie was when I found out like how many kids they had. Like I wasn't counting, and they didn't
Yeah,
like explicitly mention it until
yeah.
this point. My jaw hit the floor. Like I knew he had a lot of kids,
Hmm.
but I wasn't like counting them. And then I
Hmm.
knew she had a lot of kids, but I wasn't counting them. Plus, they
Yeah,
were all like moving around, so you couldn't
yeah.
get a good count.
Like if you like when they were in a group, it kind of looked like there was like 6 of them.
Yeah. And so when he said 8 and then she said 10, I was like, 18 children in one house.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I was like, someone please give these people some condoms, some birth control, something. Like,
well, Frank should have gotten some condoms. Helen had 4 of her own, so she had a reasonable number. But then
and then
her and her
she
husband fostered and assumingly adopted every single
every
foster,
single child that
which
came
was
into their
6,
home.
which was
Like,
6 foster kids.
that's insane. Like, I love her for that.
Yeah, good for her.
I love a hospitable queen,
Mm-hmm.
but at one point does it become negligent?
Right.
Like there's no way you're giving all of these kids the attention they need. Like there's absolutely no way.
Yeah, because you see Phoebe helping out the her own twins, Helen's twins, and I'm like, you honestly know that Phoebe and Dylan are raising like half of those kids.
Oh, absolutely.
Just like I'm assuming Christina and Will take care of Ethan.
Like I am like my mom just has me and my sister and I like help take care of my sister. If there were more of us, there's no way I wouldn't be their
Yeah,
surrogate father. Like I
exactly.
and that's just with 2. So 9 siblings, of course
Mm-mm.
one of them is raising
Yeah.
the others.
Yeah.
At minimum one of them is raising the others.
Yeah.
It's bad. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't. And they're
No,
single parents.
no one should have more than 4 children. We need to put a lock on that. Like 4. That's all you get.
Yeah. Yeah. That I would agree. um so they then talk about how much they love their big families and like how they actually planned on it, kind of. Um and then it gets intimate somehow and they kiss.
Yeah.
Seemingly the next day.
Yes. That's why I got very confused with what happens next. I got very confused. But
Yeah.
continue, Kelley.
Frank is with his kids and admits to them that he asked Helen to marry him. And at the same time, Helen is telling her kids
He
that,
asked. I thought they got married.
yeah, Helen is telling her kids that she said yes. So he asked her and she said yes, and then they got married.
Okay, yeah. I was
Yeah.
like, I'm pretty sure they got married. Yeah. Okay.
Also, when did they do that? Because they were in the middle of nowhere on a party boat, seemingly late at night. What court is open? And and you have to have a witness. Who did they bring?
Who knows, Kelley? But I screamed when they said they got married. I was like, first off, you got married without telling your children that you were even interested in someone.
Interested in a woman, yes,
They
exactly.
like they haven't even met yet, and you
Yeah.
got married. I'm not gonna go on the rant I could go on because I've talked about this a lot on this podcast. Don't do that.
Don't, yeah.
Don't do that.
Mm-mm. That's worse than like marrying somebody after you've known them for like 2 weeks. At least y'all had 2 weeks. They had one night.
One night.
And they were sober.
Yeah. Bad.
Yeah. That's a decision.
A bad
That's a
one.
decision.
A bad decision.
So both families are upset, which is very, very valid.
Very valid.
And they have a lot of questions, but everything gets worse when both families find out how many more siblings that they are gaining.
Oh, I would have been pissed. I
Same.
would have been livid. I would have started throwing shit. It would have been so bad.
That's the moment where if I was 18, I'd be like, I'm moving out.
Right? I'm moving out. Where
Yeah.
am I going? I don't know, but I'm
I
not
don't
gonna
know,
be
but
here.
it's not gonna be here. Or whatever new house we're moving into to house 20 people.
Yeah, that's not happening. 21. Don't forget Mrs. Munyon.
Yes,
Don't
21, Mrs.
don't forget,
Munyon.
don't forget my girl.
Our queen, Mrs. Munyon. So however long has passed, and both families are now moving into a rundown
Church?
lighthouse.
Oh, it's a lighthouse?
Yeah, there's a lighthouse in the
I know
middle
there
of
was like a
it.
lighthouse attached to it, but I thought it was a church.
Uh-uh.
Oh, okay.
I think it's like a house built with a like built around a lighthouse, basically.
Oh, okay.
That's how I viewed it.
Fine with me.
um, so Frank and Helen are supervising the kids moving in when Mrs. Munyon arrives to move in as well.
I hope she got a raise.
She better have.
Like she just gained 10 extra children. I
Yeah,
really hope she got a raise.
they I hope they doubled.
Yeah, tripled.
Probably tripled because you know what? There's pets too now.
Oh yeah.
There's cats, there's dogs, and a pig.
Pig. Ugh, gross.
Yeah, yeah. Y'all, I don't know how people can have pigs as a pet,
No.
but y'all go off, I guess. So Frank and Helen then call all the kids together, and Frank assigns rooms and bathroom schedules. And
look, they laughed when the bathroom schedule came up, and I also laughed because that's ridiculous.
yeah, like I would understand for like the older kids because like they understand the concept of time and you can probably get your routine down to like a system. But like the younger kids,
Good luck with that.
Good luck with that. You've got 2 kids in kindergarten. You've got everything up to like middle school.
How
Those
many
kids are not
bathrooms were
gonna
there
know.
anyway?
It looked like there were 4.
It was 4, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Um I don't know. Maybe they should have kept like 2 for girls, 2 for boys.
Yeah.
But
That would have been easier.
even still, the bathroom schedule thing was a mistake. That would not have happened.
It would not have flown.
But yeah, if
also, I can't imagine the water bill.
Oh my gosh, so much money.
So much
the water
money.
bill, the food bill. They only had one refrigerator.
They did.
Which
and it like granted it looked like one of those big ones, but that's not enough.
Which I think is so funny because my house has 3 people and we have a refrigerator and a giant like freezer.
Freezer, yes. The one that's in the garage.
Yeah. So I don't know how they were living off of one refrigerator.
I mean, at that point, you'd have to be like shopping every other day.
Oh, I'm not doing that.
Because that's like maybe 3 meals a day if they didn't make their kids lunch.
Maybe to like save time, they were just like, you're eating breakfast and lunch at school. Just
right. And all the food that like there's a breakfast scene and that we'll get to eventually, but like all of the food that they had there.
Yeah, that had to take forever to
There
make.
were waffles, there were pancakes, there were oatmeal.
They would have to either have a lot of equipment.
Yeah.
And like the older kids got like designated cooking stations.
Yeah.
Or you'd have to wake up at like 4:00 in the morning to start cooking.
Miss Munyon better have gotten a raise.
I don't think she was cooking. I think she was just
You don't
washing.
think so? Because she like there was one point where she was like putting groceries away and stuff like that.
Oh.
I like assumed.
Don't know.
Anyway, but all of the kids laugh at the bathroom schedule, even Frank's kids, and they live on a tight schedule.
Yeah.
They even know how ridiculous that'll be.
Because it is ridiculous. Like no thinking was happening in this family.
No.
At all.
I get the assigned rooms. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But bathroom schedule.
Let's think on that.
Yeah. So as everybody learns to live with one another, the Beardsley and the North kids are getting on each other's nerves. And Helen is worried about them not bonding and how fast everything is moving, which Y'all should have thought about that earlier. But Frank says that they'll be fine and that he has a plan.
It was during this like little conversation they were having where I wrote in my notes, I am actively rooting against this couple. I want them to fail so bad.
So Frank then takes all of the kids out and does an exercise where he tries to get the kids to work together to run the boat. It does not go as planned.
No, first off, there were way too many people on that boat. Secondly, children working a boat is not smart.
Yeah.
Not smart at all.
Yeah.
Don't know what he was thinking.
I don't either. I can't even tell you. But things don't go as planned, and Helen gets sunscreen in her eye from one of the mishaps. And so Frank takes her down below to get it out of her eye. Frank then leaves Mrs. Munyon in charge of the little kids and has Will steer the boat. Chaos then ensues with tattletaling. There's Lau who barfs, and a prank on Dylan that like hoists him in the air from one of the sails. That basically ends with Frank getting hit off the boat by one of the sails.
Yeah.
That night, as Helen and Frank go to bed, he is sad that he couldn't get the kids to cooperate, which I think it's going to take more than one boat ride to get these kids to understand what to do on a boat.
Sir, they don't even know you.
Exactly.
See, this all goes back to you just weirdly getting married overnight. Mm-hmm. These children, you want these children to trust you and listen. They don't know you.
Right. And they just met their 8 or 10 other siblings, maybe like 5 or 4 days ago, depending on when the weekend was.
Yeah. Maybe that's the problem.
I wonder.
They had to move into a house with strangers. Maybe that's what's like irking them a little bit.
Yeah, and they're having to share a room with a lot of extra people now.
Yeah.
So Helen tries to make him feel better, and the kids yell that they can hear them talking and stuff like that, and arguments pop up all around the house. And they promise to each other that they'll be quiet, but either way, they end up with like 6 kids in their bed. How big is that bed?
Oh, it had to be like a California king.
It had to have been.
But why did they let them in the bed?
I don't know, man.
Like that would not have happened. I would have been like, no, go to bed. Like if you want to sleep with someone, there's like 20 other people in this house.
Go find somebody else.
Go find someone else. Someone will take you in.
Go make your rounds. So the next morning, Frank gets Joni to wake the kids up with her saxophone as he hands the kids their time schedules and after have a very, very messy breakfast.
The pig was sitting at the table. I wanted to barf. That is disgusting.
Also, one of the dogs stole food from the table from somebody's plate.
Yeah. Gross.
Yeah, no. If Helen didn't even have time to like discipline the dog and like teach the dog
not to get on the table, that's disgusting.
Yeah. You have 10 kids, Helen. You don't need pets too.
No.
So after breakfast, before they can go to school, Frank rounds up the kids and they gather around the phone and try to get everyone's names on the answering machine, but they can't get it on the first try.
They did not need to do that. That was ridiculous.
But I feel like that was like everyone's like answering machine thing. If like you had a lot of people.
Can't relate. Can't relate.
Yeah, I think we tried it once in my family and then my mom's all like, no, we're just gonna say this is the residence.
I lived in a generic beeper message family.
Oh really?
We just used the generic message. Nobody's doing that.
No, nobody is doing that. Anyway, at school, Ellie and Otter get bullied over their new siblings, and Christina and Phoebe get into a fight over like their different personalities and over one of the guys that Christina thinks is cute. Mm-hmm. Back at home, Christina is complaining to Will about Phoebe and the other kids as he makes unauthorized changes to the bathroom schedule for the next morning. The next morning, the Bearsley kids, I hope I'm saying that last name right, are using the bathrooms as the North kids wait and figure out that they have changed the schedule and plan for payback. Why did I put that name? What is this kid's name? Uh-oh. I put Daryl. It's not. Dylan. Dylan is his name.
Don't ask me.
So Dylan sets off the fire alarm to get the kids out of the bathroom as the North kids watch from the second story as they freak out. After that, Helen sets up the no judgment talking circle with her special talking stick. And when none of the kids have anything to say, Frank takes it and announces a chore schedule.
Okay, he calls it a chore schedule. I literally paused it and looked at it. He wants these children to Kelley, he wants these children to demo and repair the house.
Yeah.
Like, not just like you take out the trash, you do the dishes. No, you're gonna fix this railing, you're gonna fix the roof, you're gonna
these aren't chores.
These are not chores.
This is renovation.
It's renovation. he wants these children to renovate their house.
Yeah. Like he should have enough money to be able to get this done.
Hire someone to properly do it.
Yeah, but he's asking his kids and kids that are new to him to renovate the house.
To renovate it for him. Yeah. After
being at school all day. And then like taking up their weekends.
Yeah. I would have had to say something to my mother. I would have been like, I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know who this man thinks he is, but he's not my father, so I will not be doing this.
No.
You told me I didn't have to listen to strangers, and this man is a stranger.
So Phoebe tells her mom that they'll be late for school and everyone gets up to leave. And Frank reminds them to be back home early so that they can start getting supplies.
You know what's so funny about this family? They have their own school bus. Like, there's so many.
They literally do.
They have their own school bus.
That's insane.
It's insane.
So afterwards, as the kids leave, Helen remarks on his very efficient and official looking chart as Frank brings up her little talking stick. At school, Christina catches Phoebe making out with the guy that she likes and promises to get payback on her later. Later that day, Frank, Helen, and the kids are getting supplies for the house. And when they split up, Joni is stuck with Eli and Otter, who, when they hit her with the ball that they're playing with, throws it away so that they have to chase it.
Frank and Helen were dumb for bringing all of the kids
to this
hardware store.
And the fact that they are all very trusting of the kids to look after the others.
Yeah.
Like, these kids just met however many weeks ago, maybe a week ago, and you're trusting them to look after
each
kids
other
that they hate?
Yeah. Recipe for disaster.
Which does happen. So the ball lands on an unattended forklift, and the twins accidentally start it and drive around the store as Frank tries to stop them, but ends up covered with slime.
Yeah, they snuck slime into the movie.
Yes, they did. It was a pool filled with the iconic Nickelodeon
green slime.
Yeah, like, what's the word? The toxic looking green slime.
Yes.
And then he is covered with sand.
Yep.
At home, Helen is up in the lighthouse with Frank as he tries to fix it, and he tells her the story of the beautiful lighthouse keeper, and it's basically like their love story.
Her. Yeah.
Yeah, and how like he wants her to turn it on so that like he's reminded of her and like the family, basically, and of their love. Helen then asks if they're doing the right thing, which number one, no.
You
And
most definitely are not.
you most definitely are not. And Frank shows her the kids down below who are seemingly working together.
They're not.
They're
They're not.
not.
They hate each other.
They do. The kids are in a buddy system now as they work to renovate the inside and outside of the house. Mrs. Munyon is then left in charge of the younger kids as Frank and Helen leave. We then see Mrs. Munyon not watching the kids, but drinking and watching
Yes,
WWE.
Mrs. Munyon, enjoy your cocktail.
You go, Queen.
I know these children have you stressed out.
You know it. So Frank and Helen collapse on a bed together, and it looks like they're in a private room, but they're literally in the middle of what looks like Bed Bath and Beyond.
Yeah. They just jumped on a random bed and started making out.
Yeah, in the middle of a store. Like, I know y'all don't get private time at home, but like,
they could have had sex in the lighthouse.
True. Or book a hotel somewhere.
Yeah. There are better options.
There are better options for this. Don't force other people in public to see it.
Yeah.
Gross. So back at home, Harry starts a paint war by throwing his shoe into one of the paint buckets, and like everybody gets sprayed with paint. It eventually spreads to the younger kids who fight with pillows, dirt, and anything that they can get their hands on.
The way I would have got my ass beat.
Oh yeah.
If my mom came home and saw me throwing paint, water, mud, pillows
in the house,
that would have been a straight up ass beating.
Yeah, I would just die.
I wouldn't be able to sit down for like 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been all bad.
Yep. So Will and Harry then go to stop the fighting, but one of the dogs knocks over paint from upstairs and they get drenched in it, and they end up joining the fight anyway. Mm-hmm. Frank and Helen then come home, and when Frank tries to intervene, ends up face first in paint, which that would have set me off.
Yeah.
Frank tells the kids that he and their mother know that they don't like one another, but they have to fake it for their sake or he'll enact punishment. Helen then calls for a group hug, and the Bearsleys struggle but end up in the hug before the kids split up to clean the house. How would you even start to clean that, dude?
I have no idea.
How would you even?
Because you'd have to just repaint the entire house.
Yeah.
There was paint everywhere of different colors.
And I'm sure the floor is ruined.
Yeah.
So that night in the lighthouse, the kids gather together, and Will calls a meeting and basically says that they need to unite to end the marriage. And they agree. So they set up little things like Frank wakes up to kissing the pig instead of Helen.
Yeah, gross. And couldn't pay me to do that.
Oh, absolutely not. And Eli and Otter mess up the bathroom after Helen leaves because Frank is super tidy, and it like irks him. They then dress up the boys, Aldo and Ethan, as girls, and they like pretend to go on like a tea party, and there's a bunch of other things.
Yeah, they played on Frank's homophobia.
Yes, they did.
To break them up.
Yes, they did. Will then sends Aldo and Ethan to draw on the chore board, which upsets Frank. And when Helen handles the situation by basically saying, apologize to your father and like, that's it, and go play.
I mean, they're 4.
Yeah.
What else are you going to like? They're 4.
Yeah, they're 4. They're not gonna understand.
And then he gets so upset by this. I'm like, they're 4, they're like 4 years old. Like, I would get if they were like 10.
Because they should know better.
Yeah, but these are 4-year-olds.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. And Frank questions whether they've been punished enough. Is this correct?
Yeah.
Is this child's? No. I'm the child's name who speaks now. I hope this is the child's name. Kelley mentions a spanking, and the Beardsley kids confirm that Frank spanked them if they got in trouble. And Helen is shocked and says that they won't be doing that anymore.
You see what happens when you get married without having talked about how you discipline children.
Mm-hmm. And your cleaning styles.
Yeah.
And geez,
it's a mess.
Get to know your partner.
Please.
And Frank leaves upset because like that's how he punished his kids.
Yeah.
Um,
He wants to spank other people's children.
well, technically now his kids.
No.
Which this excites
They
me.
don't have a relationship, Kelley. It's not his kids.
That is true. So Frank is now in DC with the commandant, and he is congratulated on what is going to come for him in his future, because apparently he has a really bright future in the U.S. Coast Guard. As Helen gets the news that she has been accepted by Saks Fifth Avenue from Max.
Yay.
Yay! That night, Helen is with Ethan, and when Frank gets home, and with the help of Mrs. Munyon, they apologize and make up with one another.
These kids are taking too long. Too long.
They are.
Give me 1 to 2 months tops, and I would have them signing divorce papers faster than a Republican senator's mistress gets into an abortion clinic. And let me tell you how I would do it. You ready? So
go off.
I would start pushing them towards other people. Like her name's Helen, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so Helen has Max, so that's easy. Just start pushing her towards Max. It would be a little bit harder with Frank, but I could do it.
Yeah, there's no option for Frank.
Yeah, but I can find an option. And so then I'd start planting evidence to make it look like one of them is having an affair, either Helen or Frank, doesn't really matter. And I could get them broken up real quick.
Jeez.
These kids weren't thinking straight. They were playing the long game. I don't have time.
They really were.
I don't have time for the long game. I need you out now.
Yeah, so. they were picking really slowly at the relationship.
Yeah. I would have cut at the coordinate.
Yeah.
Killed immediately.
He's going in for the kill.
Yeah.
So Helen then asks Frank about his meeting, and he says that nothing happened. But Helen tells him that she got her deal with Saks, and he is so excited for her. After that, Frank then asks the kids to be on their best behavior for their mom because she's going to be a lot busier, and asks them to help around the house, which gives Phoebe an idea. As Frank gets the kids to help with the laundry one day, Phoebe enacts her plan, and when Helen comes home, finds that her office is very tidy. Instead of like the very disorganized chaos
giant,
that was in there.
Disgusting fucking mess it was before.
She says it made sense to her.
Yeah, she said she had a system, which did she? But
anyway.
Okay. Like she literally freaked out more than I've ever seen anyone freak out.
Yeah, she was very upset.
Like she was like, I can't find anything. I'm like, did you try?
Right. Did you even look?
Did you ask anybody where they put anything?
So she calls the kids up, and she has like a mental breakdown.
Yeah.
And when Frank comes up, he like remarks on how clean it is and how nice it looks. And Helen asks for respect in her own space, which that's fair. That's fair. But also I think Helen, for your own sanity, maybe you could tidy up a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe that might help you in your mental space.
Yeah. Like your mind can't be clear if your work area isn't clear.
Right. Like even if my like room isn't picked up to a certain degree, like it makes me feel yucky.
Yeah, there's a certain amount of mess I'll allow in my room, and if it gets like even an inch more than that, I freak out. So I have to clean it.
Yeah. I'll go in like a depressive state if like my room gets just a little too dirty.
Yeah. There's a threshold of dirtiness that I can tolerate before I'm like, oh, gotta fix this.
Yep. There's clean, and then there's I can handle this, and then it's just straight depression.
Yeah.
So Helen is upset over her office space, and Frank stands for his like military upbringing and like his very systematic ruling for the house. It gets so heated that Frank decides to sleep with the boys as Helen sleeps alone in the bedroom. We then see the kids supporting Kelley at her soccer game, and they come up together with a chant to counter the other team's like cheering.
Yeah, that
We then
happens.
we then see Will and the older kids come up with an idea to have a party while Mrs. Munyon is away and their parents are at a U.S. Coast Guard dinner to see the commandant. Will says it's a good idea, but says that he doesn't have time because he's coming up with his class president campaign. With the help of Phoebe and Dylan, a better poster is made and it is put up all over the school by the other kids. So Helen and Will,
Helen and Frank?
Frank, yes, are getting ready to leave for the U.S. Coast Guard dinner. And Phoebe asks if she and Will, there it is, can have a couple of friends over when the little kids go to sleep. And she says that it's fine. At the commandant dinner, Frank gets the promotion to commandant. And the then acting commandant, who hasn't retired yet, says that he'll be doing a lot of movement between being at sea and Washington, D.C. Frank
Fine.
then... Fun.
Fine.
Ugh. Frank then gives a speech and basically says that he is going to turn down the promotion in the favor of his new family and the cadets that he just started teaching. He thinks it wouldn't be fair to either of them. After the speech, the commandant asks if he's sure, and Frank confirms. Back at the house, the party has started, and there are a lot of kids there. Like, it's out of control.
The party has gone too far.
Yeah.
Like, not only are there too many people, but someone brings a cake. I was like,
yeah.
Oh no.
This is a high school party, and like 3 kegs show up.
Yeah, at that point, shut it down.
Yeah.
Shut it, because now you're entering into illegal territory.
Yes, and the cops should have been called.
I mean, they do live in the middle of nowhere. True. But still, shut this down.
Yeah, like Will was super concerned when he saw it, and he was right.
He was very right to be concerned.
He was very right.
Immediately, if I saw someone bring in a keg, I'd be like, oh, got up to that mic, get the fuck out of my house.
Yeah, do not bring that shit in here.
Everybody get out of my house. There are kids here. Get out of my house.
Yeah. Yeah, and why would you even have a party when you know your little siblings are upstairs?
Toddlers.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not.
What are you gonna do? Lock them in?
You just gotta lock them in a room.
Someone's gonna need to go to the bathroom eventually, and someone's gonna have to be keeping an eye on them.
And no one was.
No one was. I'm surprised none of them like hurt themselves. Out? Yeah, or like got into the middle of the party somehow.
Yeah. All bad.
All bad. So the party gets out of control, as we said, when kegs start arriving, and an unannounced like 30 pizzas show up with a $370 something tab. Yeah. That's not even including tip yet.
That's insane.
Yeah, that was ordered by someone and needs to be paid.
Yeah.
Phoebe and Christina then make up when the boy that they were kind of fighting over like tries to get at Christina, and they both realize what a jerk he is.
I don't know the name of this actor, but he was on a show I used to watch. Can't remember. Oh my gosh, I remember. It was One-on-One. He was on One-on-One.
One-on-One?
Yes. He played Brianna's little white boyfriend. I remember.
Dang, okay.
But yeah, he was a piece of shit. So
yeah, he was.
Doesn't matter.
So Frank and Helen show up at home, and Frank is very upset, which is the right response.
Reasonable, yes.
And Helen is like, no, like, calm down. It's okay. It's not okay.
It's not okay. There are illegal activities happening. Yes,
and there's little kids present.
Like, you could get all of these kids taken away.
Oh, yeah.
Especially the adopted ones.
Yes.
Be careful.
Oh, my gosh. Phoebe then spots them, and when Frank walks up, says that Helen agreed to the party. Frank storms into the house to find the chaos and breaks up the party by saying that anybody who did not leave the premises in 5 minutes we're going to be forced to join the US Coast Guard. And everyone immediately leaves.
5 minutes was a long time.
It really was.
Like I was thinking he was going to say like 30 seconds.
Exactly.
5 minutes, that's a long
That's
time.
a long time. He's given everybody time to like finish their drink, start the car, and then leave.
Yeah. Also, they never paid that pizza man.
They didn't.
They're never going to get another pizza delivered at that house ever again.
And that's like, depending on how small the city that they're in is, that's probably the only like local pizza joint.
Yeah, they're probably never getting pizza ever again.
They're never getting pizza ever again. They're on a blacklist somewhere.
Yeah.
So Frank then calls everybody to the kitchen, and Helen expresses that she is disappointed in Phoebe and Dylan. And Frank does not think it's enough, which it's not. And they argue about the punishment that's supposed to happen, and Frank orders the kids to clean up. Upstairs, Frank argues for the rules that he has laid out and the punishment he wants to give. As Helen says that the only rule she knows is that everything can be taken away from you in a moment, and that like you only have the moment right now, and so you need to live in it, whatever. Which didn't seem like a valid argument for what
It was not.
on.
It was not at all.
It sounded like she was going down a very different path. Literally, y'all need to be. Frank was talking about how to deal with the situation that just happened with the kids during a party with the little kids upstairs, and she's just taking it down a like a philosopher's route.
Like Helen is like the epitome of a bad gentle parenter. Like no accountability is being held at all.
No, she's the kid's best friend. She's not a mother.
She's not a mother. She's a friend.
She's a friend, and that's not a space you need to be in. You need to be a parent first and foremost.
Yeah. Like I'm fine with you not wanting to hit your children. Like I get that. But those children need a punishment.
And they need guidance. They need you to literally be like, hey, that's not correct.
Yes.
They need more than I'm disappointed in you.
I'm disappointed. Don't do it again.
Now go play.
Yeah. Like that's not it, Helen.
It's not. Like I understand for the smaller kids, but these kids are about to go like to college. They're over 16.
Yeah.
They do be knowing better. They do be knowing better. Anyway, they then both show regret at getting married so quickly and forcing their kids together, which should have happened a lot sooner.
Yeah.
Helen then tells Frank to take the commandant position, and he tries to turn it down again, but she tells him to just take it. Aldo and Ethan, who are listening at the door, ask if they will still be brothers, because even they know that things are not looking well.
Children. But yeah.
Yes. Downstairs, Will goes to celebrate with Phoebe and Christina, but they both regret hurting Helen, which why didn't Christina care about her dad?
I wouldn't have cared about him either. But
okay. And the feelings that they're having about breaking up their family. We then see Frank up in the lighthouse by himself. The next day, Helen gets a call from Frank, and he tells her that he's going to take the position. They agree to talk to the kids, and Frank also takes on that duty. I feel like he takes on all the responsibility of talking to these kids.
Yeah, she doesn't talk to them at all.
No.
She wasn't even like, okay, you talk to them and then you send them to me. He was just like, I'm just going to talk to them. And she's like, okay.
Right. Like,
Helen, please go take a parenting class. Please. Right. I beg of you.
Like, Helen, you were all for like the no judgment talking zone. What happened to that?
What happened to that?
What happened to that? Jeez. So at school, Eli and Otter are bullied again over their very big and extended family when Lau and some of the other kids show up to protect them, as Phoebe and Will come around and Phoebe announces that he has won the election.
Yay, whatever.
Yay.
Why would you like try to pick on a kid or kids that have like 1,000 siblings? Like that's not smart.
It's not
at all.
Because then you're gonna have an army of kids coming to get you.
Yeah. Now you have like the whole Persian army coming after you because you decided to pick on one child.
It's the Trojan horse. They saw the horse
Yeah,
only
yeah,
and did not see what was on the inside.
which is weird because they were making fun of them for having so many siblings.
Exactly. Like, I don't care like what my relationship is with like my siblings at the moment. You mess with my sibling,
Right,
you are getting beat down.
right, I'm gonna have to fight you. And I don't
Exactly.
like to fight people, but now I'm
Me
gonna have to
neither.
fight you.
Oh my gosh, I remember like one day I was at school and like my cousin came up to me like in tears over someone bullying her, and I literally like the first thing out of my mouth, I'm like, what are their names? Where are
I
they?
need names, I need locations.
Exactly. Because it's going down.
Like how many people do I need to bring? Is it just
Exactly.
one person or is it like a
Right.
group of
Is this a
people?
group? Right. Because I'll swing on a group. I don't care. But yeah, they should have known. They should have known better. So Frank is waiting at home for the kids, and he watches as they come off the bus and he gathers his things. He meets them outside, and the kids can tell that Frank and Helen are calling it quits, which he confirms and says he's leaving now to get ready for his new job.
Is he just gonna leave his children? Like I didn't understand that.
He was, because I'll tell you guys in a second, but before leaving, Aldo asks, oh well, he lets Aldo know that Aldo and the other North kids that no matter what happens, if they ever needed help, he'll come and help them, which is pretty nice.
But you're abandoning your children. But that's
Yeah.
another story for another day.
But as he leaves, he tells Will to get the other kids together to get ready for their next move. As he gets into the car to leave, Will starts to lead the other kids back into the house, but Ethan stops him, saying that he doesn't want to lose another mom. Oh.
Mm.
Will then gets Kelley and the younger kids to wait for their mom as the older kids go to stop their dad.
I don't know how they're sad that their plan worked. Like this was your plan. Like I don't understand. But yeah.
It happened. So Kelley and the kids go to set Helen's office back to the chaos that it was. And when the computer is almost dropped outside of the window, the kids dangle outside of the window to save it. And the other kids attached to like whatever human link that's going on right now.
Yeah.
Helen comes home and sees this, and her and Mrs. Munyon get everybody inside and asks what's going on. Kelley then tells her that they are messing up her office because she was mad when they cleaned it, which I don't know why the opposite would fix it. But anyway.
They're kids.
Yeah,
They're
I'll
kids.
let it slide. And she says that Will and the other big kids are stopping their dad from leaving. Ethan then admits that it was their plan to break them up, and Helen gets them all to follow her. Frank and the commandant are on Frank's new ship, and they are about to set sail when he notices his sailboat coming toward them, and he calls for a stop. He meets the kids out on the deck as they work together to run the boat and like park tandem to one another. Can I even say park?
I don't know.
I don't know how boats
Dock?
work.
Not dock.
They're not docking either.
Who knows? Who cares?
Lay anchor. This a
Come-
pirate ship?
Come about. Other pirate shippy talk.
Yeah. Starward
Bow.
bow.
We live in California. We don't do ships.
We don't.
We don't do boats.
We don't do boats.
Unless they're speed boats. We don't do boats.
No boats. When Frank asks what's going on, the kids admit to breaking him and Helen up and ask him to come home. And when he says that he can't, he then notices the light has been turned on in the lighthouse. Frank then returns to Helen and the whole family reunites, saying that he and the kids agree that they should be together, and they agree to remarry the right way. Which, did they get a
Did they get a
divorce?
divorce? That was a very fast divorce.
Yeah. I mean, we did look this up. You could technically get an annulment very quickly, depending on how fast this marriage was.
I'm not even going to think about this.
We're not.
We're almost done.
We're moving on. So Frank and Helen have a wedding with their whole family at the refurbished house. And there's a party and everything. And what?
I'm still rooting for this couple to fail.
Too bad. They're trying to make it work.
And they're gonna fail.
Anyway,
they still haven't had the necessary discussions or anything for this relationship to work. So
true.
I'm rooting for them to fail.
The movie ends when the whole family finally gets everyone's name on the answering machine.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's it.
Are you ready for the movie facts?
Yes, I am.
So this story is based on real life. Yes.
Is that couple? What's the couple's name? I'm looking them up right now.
It's still Helen and Frank.
Ew.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna tell you how they met. It was a little bit different than what happens in the movie. So in the book, Helen moves to San Francisco with her family after her husband dies. And she wanted to honor her dead husband's wishes by enrolling her children in a parochial school. I don't know what that means, but I'm assuming it's a private school because there is a mother superior at the school. And the school is run by a nun who was Mother Superior's sister, Mary Eleanor. And as she was enrolling her kids in the school, Helen told Sister Mary that she was a widow with 8 children. Sister Mary then confided to Helen that she had a brother with 10 children who recently lost his wife to complications from diabetes. Helen asked Sister Mary for Frank Beardsley's address, and she sent Frank a copy of a prayer that she clipped out, which gave comfort on dealing with the loss of a spouse. Encouraged by her brother and sister, Helen went on a bunch of unsuccessful blind dates. And when a friend's husband died, Helen wanted to send her copy of the prayer that she sent Frank. And so Frank sent her the copy of the prayer, and that's where they started like sending letters back and forth. And then they decided to go on a blind date. Oh, they decided to go on a date, and it was successful.
Okay.
Yeah. Here's my next one. It gets better, Jordan.
Okay. Oh, Kelley.
Yes.
I have to tell you something.
Oh no, what?
The real Hank Jordan.
Frank. Did they get a divorce?
They got
no!
divorced.
You were right.
And he got remarried. He died in December of 2012.
Oh, really?
And she died in April of 2000.
Oh my gosh. I had no idea.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. Well,
I win.
You do win. You win in the end.
I win in the end.
So 18 kids was not enough, Jordan.
What are you talking about?
Helen and Frank had 2 more kids together.
What are you talking about? Like the real Helen and Frank?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. 18,
Why?
18 kids were not enough. They wanted a straight 20.
I'm calling CPS.
Yeah.
That's negligent. I can't.
22 people in a house, depending on when these kids were had.
I can't. That sounds miserable.
It does. It does. And my last movie fact is, so in the movie, Frank is a rear admiral.
Mm-hmm.
And there is no way a man in that position would be offered the position of commandant. And it would not have been offered in such a casual manner at a social event. Nominees for commandant must be approved by Congress after appearing before House and Senate committees.
Well, that's boring. We're making a movie. That's boring.
So yeah, this man literally like showed up one day and they're like, let's hire him.
Let's hire him. He's good looking. Let's hire him.
Yes. Also, I don't know if you know what the Rotten Tomatoes score is for this movie. Do you want to guess?
14%.
No.
20%.
You're going too high.
Thank God. 10%.
Still too high.
6%.
Yes.
Yay, love that.
There's a 6% on Rotten Tomatoes for Yours, Mine, and Ours.
Spoiler alert for next week. Our movie from next week is also 6%.
Is it? Did we pick 2 6% movies? Oh my gosh.
Yes.
That's beautiful.
I love that for us.
Me too.
We're so in sync. Love that.
That's amazing. I love that. Okay, so here's the question, Jordan.
Okay.
Is this movie iconic?
No.
Yeah, I agree.
It was somewhat enjoyable, but I don't feel like I'd ever need to watch. I feel the same way about this movie as I do about Pulp Fiction. I don't regret watching it, but I don't need to watch it again.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
What about you?
When I saw it pop up on Amazon a couple of weeks ago, I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't seen this in a long time. And it was pretty enjoyable, but I feel like I wouldn't actively search out this movie. So I am sorry, Yours, Mine, and Ours, you are not iconic.
Oh, it's okay. Well,
it's a pretty good movie, but like, it's fine.
Yeah, it's just fine.
Yeah. So what are your recommendations for this week?
Okay, I have 3. My first one is a show called Hacks on HBO Max. Very funny show. Love it.
Okay.
So funny. Everyone watch it. Enjoy it. Have a good time. Have a good laugh. My second one is Rise. The Rise
you
of the
good?
Sorry, I had a stroke or something.
Okay.
My second one is Rise of the Tomb Raider on Xbox One.
Okay.
I've been playing it while working. Fun.
Really?
Yeah.
Based. Cool.
Love that for me. Great game. Great, good times. I'm a Tomb Raider stan, so
yes, he is.
In all versions of Tomb Raider, I'm a stan. So yeah, play it. It's really fun. My last recommendation is a song called I Do (parentheses Want to Get Close to You) by 3LW. Great song. Great little jam. Great little club anthem. Makes you want to dance. Makes you want to have fun. What did Saweetie say? Something for the summertime. Something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Something for the girls to dance to.
Mm-hmm.
Great song. Love it. What about you, Kelly?
So my first recommendation is Pulp Fiction.
Oh, that's the movie you picked for your recommendation. Okay.
That's the one that I wanted to do, yes.
Not the one I thought you were picking.
Not the one that you thought I was going to pick. And I love that.
Oh,
yeah, I don't want Paradise Hills to get any more hate because I feel like it will. I feel like the meaning is going to fly over people's heads still, which is dumb. It's a good simple movie.
All that would point out is that people don't have comprehension skills. But okay.
Yes. But yeah, Pulp Fiction's a classic, so I'm gonna do that one first.
Okay.
Yeah, go watch it. I love the different storylines that weave in together. Really cool. Pretty funny.
I'll co-sign this.
Okay.
Somewhat.
That's fine.
I'll write my first name on it.
That's cool. I'll accept that.
Yeah, I feel like everyone should watch it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a classic. It's pretty good. Watch it.
Yeah, watch it.
Yeah. If you haven't seen it. And if you absolutely love Pulp Fiction, cool for you too.
Cool for you.
And my second recommendation is a song. It's Wasting Feelings by Evan McIntosh. I've recommended it her before. Love her music. Go check this one out too. It's a really good song. Do it.
Do it.
It's as simple as that.
Yeah. What was that? That was weird. Okay.
That? Okay.
Well, thank you so much, Kelley.
Yes.
Don't forget to follow us on our social media. We have a Twitter and Instagram. They're both at SYTYI Podcast. Also, don't forget to send us your movie requests at our email, sytyipodcast@gmail.com. Let us know what movies you like. Do you like Pulp Fiction? Is it like your favorite movie? If it is, why? But
do you have another 6% on Rotten Tomato for a movie that we should watch, or should we start a series?
We'll do a straight 666. Like, awesome. Love that for us. Yeah, let us know if you have any like 6% Rotten Tomato movies for us. Let us know if you live in a family with an obscene amount of siblings.
Yeah.
I really want to know, because like people don't have that many siblings anymore.
No, yeah, so, it's not normal.
So let us know if you do. Unless your family's like in polygamy or something. Otherwise, then
yeah, no, I don't
want to know.
I don't want to know.
I don't want to know. Thank you. Don't forget to share us with your friends and your many family members. Subscribe to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and don't forget to rate and review us on Apple Podcasts with 5 stars. That's all we accept.
Thank you.
That's all the app will allow you to do.
Thank you.
Thank you. And continue to wear your mask, please, and thank you. Wash your hands and stay iconic.
Stay iconic, y'all.
Bye.